This habit has spanned decades, a convenience born from an incredibly complex process.
To preserve that flavor, every step must be precise. But the story doesn't begin with machines.
It begins here.
In the origin strategies, from the soil, from the sun, and from human hands.
This is Maria. The story of the coffee in Sarah's cup begins at her farm.
Coffee comes from many places, but cultivation is key. Each region, a different method.
After harvest, tons of coffee are brought here to begin the first transformation process.
Before machines intervene, everything begins by hand. This is the first crucial sorting step.
And this is the art, roasting, where the coffee bean develops its distinctive flavor. One small mistake and the whole batch is ruined.
The result of all that effort is this moment. But let's go back to where it all begins. Back to the earth. The story of coffee is a story of patience. This is where it begins. Thousands of acres dedicated to one purpose, cultivating the perfect coffee bean.
Modern cultivation demands precision. Every row is calculated to optimize sunlight and water.
Before there are fruits, there must be flowers. These blossoms only last for a few days. They are the promise of a harvest. Jessica's job is to ensure that promise is kept. The health of the flower determines the quality of the bean. After the flowers fade, the fruits begin to form. They need months of patience under the sun to mature.
Patience begins to pay off. The ripening process is uneven, and this is the biggest challenge of the harvest season.
This deep red color, this is what they wait for, the signal that the harvest season has officially begun. But the real challenge lies here. Not every cherry ripens at the same time. It demands patience.
They are so fragile. Just a mistimed rain or a scorching sun can ruin the entire crop.
This leads to the first big decision, how to harvest.
Đối với cà phê đặc sản, giống như trang trại của Maria, cách duy nhất là bằng tay.
Từng quả một được chọn lọc, đó là một công việc chậm, cần rất nhiều nhân công.
Nhưng trên các trang trại công nghiệp quy mô lớn, việc hái bằng tay là không thể. Đây là lúc những gã khổng lồ xuất hiện. Tại những trang trại rộng hàng ngàn hecta, tự động hóa là vua. Những cỗ máy này càn quét qua các hàng cây với tốc độ đáng kinh ngạc.
So how do they work? The principle is simple. Use force. Thousands of vibrating rods will shake the entire tree.
They swallow the entire rows of trees, shaking and stripping out everything. Ripe fruit, green fruit, leaves, and even young branches.
Đó là một quá trình dữ dội, náo động mọi thứ trên đường đi của nó. Mục tiêu là tốc độ, không phải sự chọn lọc.
This commotion attracts birds, which are looking for disturbed insects, an unexpected consequence of mechanized agriculture.
The result? 60 bags in just 5 hours. A job that would take dozens of workers days to complete.
Whether hand-picked or machine harvested, sorting is still mandatory. Linda is removing any remaining leaves and branches.
The entire harvest, heavy with water and fruit flesh, must be transported immediately.
Hàng ngàn, hàng vạn quả, đây là nguyên liệu thô. Nhưng sự biến đổi chỉ vừa mới bắt đầu.
The race against time has begun. These beans cannot wait. They must reach the processing plant.
Tại các trang trại nhỏ, mọi thứ đều thủ công hơn. Martha đang đóng bao chúng để chuẩn bị đem đi cân.
And this is the essential next step, the wet mill. Here, the coffee cherry begins its journey to become a coffee bean.
Hệ thống này sử dụng trọng lực và nước để phân loại. Những quả tốt, nặng sẽ chìm xuống. Những quả kém chất lượng, lá cây sẽ nổi lên.
This is a purification. Only the most essential is retained.
The first step is washing clean, removing the dirt and dust of the field.
Sau đó, chúng được đưa vào các trống quay này. Mục đích là bắt đầu tách lớp vỏ thịt bên ngoài.
At the wet mill, the first goal, separate the bean from the pulp. This machine presses and rubs the fruit, pushing the bean down one.
And the bean goes another way. But they are not clean yet. The layer of pulp is gone, but the most stubborn part still remains.
Đây là những gì còn lại. Lớp vỏ thịt. Phần lớn sẽ được ủ làm phân bón, trả lại cho đất. Tại các trang trại nhỏ, quy trình này đơn giản hơn về máy móc, nhưng tốn sức hơn. Họ dùng chính dòng nước để tách vỏ. Tốc độ là yếu tố sống còn. Hạt cà phê ướt không thể để yên. Chúng phải liên tục di chuyển, liên tục được xử lý.
This is the main enemy, mucilage, a layer of sugary membrane as sticky as glue. It cannot be washed off with plain water. So, how do you remove it? The answer? Let nature do the work. Fermentation.
Chúng được ngâm ủ. Quá trình lên men tự nhiên sẽ phá vỡ cấu trúc của lớp màng nhầy này.
The water purification journey is complete, but now a new enemy appears, mold. The race to dry them begins.
Chúng không thể ở trong nước lâu. Mỗi phút trôi qua, độ ẩm đều có thể ảnh hưởng đến hương vị cuối cùng. Một số quy trình giữ chúng lại trong nước sạch lần cuối, để đảm bảo mọi tạp chất đã bị loại bỏ hoàn toàn.
Phương pháp truyền thống đòi hỏi sự can thiệp của con người. Joet đang kiểm tra độ sạch cuối cùng bằng chính cảm nhận của mình trước khi đưa đi phơi.
Và đây là lúc chúng rời khỏi nhà máy ướt. Tạm biệt nước, chào đón ánh mặt trời. Công đoạn tiếp theo là phơi khô. Peter kiểm tra một mẫu. Chúng phải giảm độ ẩm từ 60% xuống chỉ còn 11%.
Một bức tranh của sự tinh khiết. Nhưng vẻ đẹp này rất mong manh. Chúng phải được đưa ra khỏi đây ngay lập tức.
Quy trình này sử dụng một lượng nước khổng lồ. Và việc xử lý dòng nước thải này là một thách thức lớn về môi trường cho ngành công nghiệp.
Để đảm bảo quá trình lên men thành công, không một hạt nào được phép nghỉ ngơi. Phải đảo liên tục.
You can't see it, but billions of microorganisms are working, quietly eating the sugar film.
Sự kiên nhẫn. Một lần nữa, trong ngành cà phê, bạn không thể vội vã. Bạn phải chờ đợi sự biến đổi. Cuối cùng, chúng đã sạch, sẵn sàng cho giai đoạn quan trọng nhất của việc bảo quản, làm khô.
Hàng triệu hạt, mỗi hạt đều mang trong mình tiềm năng về hương vị. Nhưng trước hết, chúng phải được làm khô.
No machines, just experience. John is guiding them towards the drain, getting them ready for drying. That's the hard part done. Now for the heat.
The beans are clean, but now they're a ticking time bomb of moisture. They have to dry immediately.
The first and oldest method, sun drying. Thomas has to spread them out in a thin layer.
At large farms, the drying yards are seas of coffee. This job requires a huge area.
The work isn't just spreading them out. They have to be turned constantly, every 30 minutes. Otherwise, the beans will dry unevenly.
This is the goal, parchment coffee. The moisture must drop from 60% to around 11%. No more, no less.
Quá trình này mất từ vài ngày đến vài tuần, tùy thuộc vào thời tiết. Đó là một canh bạc với ông trời.
Để có chất lượng cao nhất, một số nơi sử dụng giàn phơi. Không khí lưu thông cả trên và dưới, giúp hạt khô đều hơn và tránh được ẩm mốc từ mặt đất.
Khi đã đạt độ ẩm hoàn hảo, chúng sẵn sàng cho công đoạn tiếp theo. Tạm biệt ánh mặt trời.
The coffee bean still wears a final coat, the parchment. This machine, the dry huller, will take care of that.
And finally, after so many stages, here, green coffee beans. What roasters all over the world are looking for.
The journey from the bright red fruit to the green kernel is complete. But the story is not over yet.
Each sack, weighing tens of kilograms, is the culmination of a year's labor. They must be sealed. And this is the result. Green gold. The coffee beans are ready for the long journey.
From the farms, chúng được tập kết về đây. Những nhà kho khổng lồ.
Nơi hạt cà phê, đây là một trung tâm phân loại toàn cầu. Một mê cung của các pallet. Mỗi lô hàng đều được dán nhãn, theo dõi. trên đường đến nhà Giang.
The work here never stops. The coffee beans must be stored at the correct temperature and humidity. They are still alive and breathing.
Everything must be precise. The shipment from Hawaii cannot be mixed with the one from California. The taste depends on that.
And in the most modern centers, technology takes over the heavy lifting, loading them into containers, ready for the
It all begins here. Thousands of sacks, each containing a journey.
This isn't just a coffee bean. This is the raw material for one of the planet's most beloved beverages.
Technology is crucial, but nothing replaces experienced eyes. JOHN and Mike are looking for the slightest signs of damage.
From Brazil to America, each sack is rigorously controlled. This is the first line of defense.
Technology ensures no detail is missed. Each sack must be identified and documented.
A crucial check, the metal detector. Any piece of metal, no matter how small, will be detected and removed.
Another layer of inspection. This time, machines are smelling for any signs of mold or unusual moisture.
Only sacks meeting standards move forward. This Made in USA stamp represents our commitment to quality right from the input stage. Precision is absolute. The sack must be in the correct position, at the right angle, so the robot arm can grip it precisely in the next step.
And now it's time for the tireless arms. Robots are sorting and stacking them, preparing for the next stage.
The work doesn't stop. These robots work 24/7, ensuring the flow of raw materials is always ready for the factory.
This is the treasure trove. Tons of raw coffee beans, waiting to be awakened.
When ordered, David will move the designated batch. They leave the warehouse and begin their transformative journey.
This is Sarah. She oversees the starting point. These raw coffee beans are about to be freed from their packaging.
First step, cleaning. These screens will vibrate, removing dust, twigs, and any impurities smaller than a coffee bean.
It might look classic, but this machine is a mechanical marvel. It uses gravity and vibratory motion to sort beans by size.
Listen to that sound. That's the sound of purity. Only beans of the correct size. Proceed.
Even in an approved batch, random checks still occur. Michael is taking a representative sample.
These beans will be taken to the laboratory. They represent the entire batch. There's no room for error. At the lab, everything is measured. Weight, moisture, density. These numbers will determine the roasting recipe. This is cupping, the art of tasting. Lisa isn't just drinking, she's reading the flavors, searching for acidity, bitterness, and hidden notes.
Robert is evaluating the aroma. This scent is an important indicator of the bean's freshness and characteristics.
Maria is breaking the crust. This moment releases the full complex of trapped aromas. This is the most accurate assessment.
But after all, beyond work, coffee is for connection. Kevin and Gary are enjoying the fruits of their labor during their break.
Once quality is approved, green coffee beans are brought here. This is the heart of the factory, the Probat roasting machine. Peter is starting the process. He's not just turning on the machine, he's selecting a pre-programmed roasting profile for this batch of beans.
Inside the roasting drum, 70 degrees Celsius, this is the drying phase. The coffee beans are losing moisture, preparing for a change in color and flavor.
This is a precise simulation of what's happening inside. Hot air is blown through, not direct flame. That's convection roasting.
The internal paddles ensure no bean is left behind, no bean is burnt. Uniformity is absolute. This process is called development. Every second, the sugars inside the bean are caramelizing, oils are being released.
And here are the results. Emily shows us the transformation. The coffee bean hasn't just changed color, it has nearly doubled in size.
Look at this color, it's absolute uniformity. Not a single bean is too light or too dark. This is the signature of a successful roast.
As soon as peak temperature is reached, the discharge door opens. The roasting process must be stopped immediately by cooling.
Please. They can't be left to cool naturally. These arms continuously tumble them, while cold air is drawn through. Shock
This model shows exactly how it works. Room temperature air is blown through, immediately carrying away the heat and chaff.
This entire cooling process lasts between 5 to 10 minutes. No faster, no slower. That's the golden window to lock in the flavor.
Once cooled, they are immediately transported. Thousands of beans, moving like a river, heading to their next destination, extraction.
We've arrived at the extraction area. What you're seeing is one of these colossal coffee brewers, where the next miracle begins.
Inside, roasted coffee now ground is steeped in hot water. Essentially, this is a giant espresso machine, extracting every essence from the bean.
We have the coffee essence, but how do we turn that concentrated liquid into dry granules? The answer lies in drying technique.
For premium products like Nescafé Gold, they use an entirely different, much more refined technique: freeze drying.
And this is the machine that does it, the spray drying tower. Coffee goes in from the top as a liquid.
This is the most common method, spray drying. Imagine you spray an extremely fine mist of coffee into a tower filled with hot air.
Hot air, potentially thousands of degrees, evaporates the water almost instantly, within just a few seconds.
Its scale is truly astonishing. A miniature chemical plant, dedicated solely to coffee.
And falls to the bottom, as the fine powder one we're all familiar with. This method is efficient and fast.
The result is a convenient cup of coffee. But there's another way, a method that demands more finesse. Freeze drying. Instead of high temperatures, they use extreme cold. Coffee essence is frozen into a colossal block of coffee ice.
Why such a complex process? Because freeze drying preserves nearly all the most delicate and volatile flavors of the coffee bean.
And here is its journey. The coffee essence, after extraction, is spread out in a thin layer, preparing for the bone-deep cold.
This system is basically a freezing river, turning liquid into solid in just a few minutes.
Brian is entering the extreme cold zone. The temperature here is too cold to work for too long without specialized protective gear.
And here's the result. The coffee essence is now a block of ice. The air bubbles trapped inside are where the aromatic compounds are held.
Look closely. Even before drying, you can see the air bubbles. That's the soul of the coffee, what this process strives to preserve.
Some other processes use heat, but freeze drying does not. It uses vacuum. This coffee ice slab is then ground down into uniformly sized ice granules.
These ice granules are brought in here, a colossal vacuum chamber. This steel door will soon be sealed. The ice granules are spread evenly onto trays and loaded into massive racks. This is when we prepare for the most crucial stage.
What is removed are pure instant coffee granules, lightweight and porous.
Ready for packaging.
Nice.
They don't heat it, they just reduce the pressure. In a vacuum, ice doesn't melt into water, it sublimates, transforming directly from...
The coffee ice slab is too large. It has to be ground down. These blades. Chop them into perfectly sized ice granules.
Look closely. This is the result of freeze drying. Light, porous, and full of flavor. Not fine powder, but distinctive golden granules.
The sophistication of these coffee granules is unmistakable. But in the Nescafé factory, the scale of production is much larger than this.
TOM is transporting tons of finished coffee to the high-speed automated packaging line.
This process, from raw bean to cup, is a symphony of science and dedication.
From here, the product is fed into the central hopper, ready to be dispensed into thousands of jars in just minutes.
Look at this speed, hundreds of jars per minute. Each jar is precisely weighed to the gram.
Air is the enemy of flavor. Each jar must be sealed immediately to protect the freshness inside.
320 jars per minute. That's incredible efficiency. ensuring the product reaches consumers as quickly as possible.
Thousands of coffee jars, now complete, are on their way to the labeling and boxing stations, ready for their journey into the world. Of course, alongside the freeze-dried gold line, the factory still produces millions of Nescafé Classic jars.
Jessica oversees this entire junction, a complex logistics system ensuring the right product, the right brand.
This is like a miniature highway system. Each jar knows exactly where it needs to go, to the labeling station. Meanwhile, other machines are packaging coffee into convenient formats, serving every need, anytime, anywhere.
From the factory in New Jersey to David's table in California, this is the final destination. A perfect moment to start the day.
From tons of raw materials to this simple moment. Hundreds of hours of work, advanced technology, all converge here.
And we never forget, no matter how modern the technology, it all starts here.
The journey of the coffee bean is a journey of innovation, combining tradition and science.
One final check before they leave the factory.